Are we up?
We're back. Sorry about that, everybody. A little bit of technical difficulties with the chat, but that has been rectified. So we're right now just going through qualifying. Right now we have Isaac Treese, who has the pole currently. Nick Godsey, 0.003 of a second off from Isaac Treese's time. Shane Parrish is 0.03 off, and we have a new pole sitter, Ed
Ed Ryan.
Ryan, able to get it done. Good for him.
Yeah, what could have been for Isaac Treese? He was on lap two while we were going through the technical difficulties. He spun out coming out of turn four. Who could have known if he was probably a little faster in his qualifying lap? Alan Duggar jumping to the top of the board, 37.605. Very competitive qualifying we've had so here. Four different pole sitters within the last minute and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's no one currently on track. Chris Webb comes across the line. There is no one currently on track.
Looks like everyone is getting ready to fire off here. Yeah, no, this is
Duggar.
this could be a pretty good race. Looks like Duggar's gonna nab the pole for this one.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Man, I am so glad you're back, buddy.
Appreciate it, man.
Full song. We have, what, 17 drivers here tonight, which is pretty good field. We haven't had a field this big in a past couple weeks, so it's good to see the boys came out today to race here in Michigan. I mean, it's pseudo speed. It's a pseudo super speedway. It is the fastest racetrack on the iRacing service that the next gen cars will go to, outside of Talladega and Daytona. I mean, this is just a great racetrack. Unfortunately, its sister track, Auto Club, we RIP. We'll never go to that ever in real life again, but live on here in iRacing forever, Elliot.
I mean,
But
I mean, they might. I heard some rumors about NASCAR opening up a short track there. I don't know how realistic that is, but I'm hoping it can happen. Hoping it can happen.
I
I mean, lot of history at Auto Club. I really am hopeful that we can get a short track built there, or some track, utilize that, stay in the Southern California market without going to San Diego. I think it would be great to have.
you know, this may be a little too sad, but on the satellite pictures, if you look at the updated, if you try to find like a current satellite photo of Auto Club Speedway, you'll see the last burnout marks from the last win. And who took that win, Elliot? Do you remember?
The last at Auto Club was in
Uh-huh.
22. So that had to have been Larson?
Nope.
Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch, 2003,
Wow. Or
won it with
2023.
2023 with RCR.
Yeah.
Alan Duggar, your pole sitter, is he? Why is Alan Duggar made an appearance in the broadcast booth? Alan, hello.
How y'all fellas doing?
We're doing all right, man. How are you doing? Ready
We
for
got this
this?
thing on point tonight.
Awesome, dude.
And there ain't no one faster than you right now. What are you gonna? What's the goal for this race? 100 laps here, 200 miles. It's a long race, but one mistake you can get taken out of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, we're just gonna try to keep this thing clean and keep her out front and see what happens.
Awesome, man. Good luck out there.
Thank y'all.
Speaking
Well,
of guys
that's
who,
anyone.
who want to win, who do you got? Who do you got tonight?
You know, I like Alan Duggar starting on the pole, but you know, last time I picked Ed Ryan, he had a really good finish. Finished P3 earlier this year in Phoenix. Give me Ed Ryan in the Kyle scheme at Michigan.
Ed Ryan, man, that's a great pick. I'm going with Shane Parrish though. And pace cars off now. We're green, boys. Yeah, Ryan and Duggar are running side by side right now, coming down into the first turn. Number 18, Skittles Machine of Ed Ryan running that Kyle Busch tribute. Speaking of tributes, NASCAR lost another legend today. Just apparently NASCAR fans can't catch a break in the last few months because Greg Biffle, Michael Annett, Kyle Busch, and today we lost Ned Jarrett. Another legend of racing. Terrible to see, terrible to hear about what happened. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Jarrett family at this time. Got anything, Colin?
Yeah, what a legend in the sport. Great broadcaster. Ned Jarrett was obviously part of the Jarrett clan. You got to feel for Dale Jarrett, who lost his brother earlier today. But Ned Jarrett, what a pioneer in this industry. He's certified NASCAR Hall of Famer. He already has that in the book, and he's given us many. Well, my parents probably many memories, not so much of us because we're a little bit too young to see him race. But obviously, it's been a rough couple months for the NASCAR community. Rough 2026 in general. For the NASCAR community, so hopefully things turn around here quickly, but he's probably in a much better place now than he was before, so our condolences to the Jarrett family.
Absolutely, and as we get back into it, lap 3 out of 100 laps here at Michigan International, it seems that Nicholas Godsey has stepped out into P2. Right behind Alan Duggar. He's making a run for it now. Got to watch that dirty air. Tip him back. Good. Tip him back, Duggar clan. That dirty air that Alan Duggar right now is putting on Nicholas Godsey is really going to affect his line. As you can see, Nick Godsey just gets a little bit tight going up out of turn 2. Almost into that wall. That wall will get you, Colin. There's been many times when I have slammed that wall and I've got the wheel turned 90 degrees and the car's just not turning. I am tight as hell, and I just knocked that wall down. Boom. Wheel damage. Race over. Good night. Never won a race here at Michigan. Not once. And it's a tough track. It's a really tough track. It may not seem like a tough track because of how big it is and how long it takes, so you may think, oh, I have extra space. Well, you have extra space, yes, but so does everybody else on the racetrack, and they're going to use up every inch of that. It's no more difficult, it's no more easier to run than a Bristol or a Martinsville where you don't have all that much room. You just don't have very much room here. I mean, just always taking up. Oh yeah, Godsey's going to take the lead now.
Yeah,
sorry, I was going off on my little.
See, that's
going off on my little tirade there.
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, Michigan is a really tough track. I mean, honestly, it's fast, it's fun. There's a lot of multiple grooves. You can run bottom, you can run middle, you can run a high. Really, those 5 lanes you see, you can run every single one of those and still find speed. The problem is the banking falls away coming off turn 2. You can get very loose, snap oversteer, call it. You can also get pushed tight if you get into the air, take a shot. But dirty air can push you into the wall coming out of turn 2. So turn 2 is going to be the trouble spot today. I don't think turn 4 is going to be the trouble spot, but we already see Ed Ryan working on the bottom. We see Alan Duggar working at top. To get around this dirty air, take a shot. You can run anywhere you really want to here at Michigan and still make time. So I think that's going to be the thing to watch as we get through this run. Already 7 laps in this run, but you know, once we get to lap 35, lap 40, once we start approaching that pit window, these cars do get loose. And how will that manage the speeds here as we see Isaac Treese work his way up to P3 past Ed Ryan?
Yeah, Ed Ryan starting to fall back just a little bit. What I'm really shocked about is the number 66 of Shane Parrish. He's fallen back a decent amount. He's lost 2 spots since the start of this race. He's now in P7, and he is in a big hole right behind that first pack. We got 2 packs going on right now. Second pack right now led by the number 9 car, last week's winner, Roland Collette, in that beautiful number 9 Easy Dealing Wheels and Tires Chevrolet. Man, they're just the
pride of Dawsonville, Georgia.
The pride of Dawsonville. Is he from Dawsonville?
Yeah. And Nick Godsey from Hazard, Kentucky is currently battling for P1 up here with Alan Duggar. Duggar on the inside, Godsey on the outside.
Wait, seriously, Collette is from Dawsonville?
Yeah.
Awesome Roland from Dawsonville.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue there.
It does not roll off the tongue. But I'll tell you what does roll off the tongue. Roland Collette. And he has got a huge lead over the rest of these cars in this second pack. Shane Parrish continues to fall behind, making a little bit of contact there with, I believe, the number 6 of Zach Garvey, someone we haven't seen in a little bit. Now on the inside of him is going to be the number 76 of, is that Gus Otero? No, that's not Gus Otero. That is Gus Otero. Strange. Why is this ticker ahead of Roland Collette?
I have Gus Otero ahead of
the
Roland
black
Collette.
car is Shane Parrish. I'm sorry. The black car is Shane Parrish. I mixed that up. He's going to be settling in nice and smooth behind Collette in that number 9. And as we go up to the front of the race, up to the front, yep. Everyone diving for different parts of the track. So many different grooves you can run here. Ed Ryan almost making contact there with Isaac Treese. He's made his way up. He's making his presence known. Yeah, Duggar just can't move away from Nicholas Godsey. Nick Godsey hungry for that first win, and he'll take out, he'll have to go through his teammate in order to win.
Yeah, that's the thing about Michigan. You can't really pull away. The draft in these next-gen cars is so strong that really you probably 0.5 of a second is probably the most you can get out before the pack starts to reel you back in. I mean, this is almost driving like a pseudo Talladega Daytona where your handling comes more into your play than actual outright speed, so getting the car to be able to turn the corners. Looks like Alan Duggar is probably the best at it so far. Haven't really seen anyone slice and dice their way up. Roland Collette +4 right now. Chris Webb, your biggest mover of the day so far, +5, although he's back in 11th position.
Yeah, and you know, it's good to see. I mean, I've heard a lot of things this whole week. Well, today, because I got back last night. I've been hearing things, a lot of cautions. I was watching a race with Isaac Treese in it earlier. He ended up winning that race. Again, lot of cautions. We are getting a lot of cautions at this racetrack. And so 13 laps in, people have been getting a little closer, been a little bit of almost, but everyone's been racing as usual with respect out here. And it's great to see.
Yeah.
Looks like everyone's going to fall in line now.
Race.
Oh yeah. Long. It may not seem like a lot. 100 laps isn't that much if we're talking about the average speedway. But this is Michigan. This is like over 2 miles long, right? Just
this
about.
Is exactly 2 miles long.
Exactly 2 miles long. So it's a 2 mile long track, and you got 100 of these laps. Each lap takes, I want to say, around 40 seconds, give or take.
38
seconds.
38.4 was last time by for Allen.
So let's say each lap takes 38 seconds out of 100. That's, let me grab my calculator, everybody.
About an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll go with that. About an hour and 10 minutes worth of racing. And again,
look,
tip them back, Duggar clan. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of dirty air unless you're out front of a pack. It's just the dirty air is everywhere, and you literally, if you are behind someone, get off the throttle a little bit early. Be careful when you're getting back on it because you're just going to plow. I mentioned it earlier, you're just going to plow. This is a really tight racetrack. The turns, while they may seem wide, and they are wide, they're a little tighter than you expect. Aren't they, Colin? Ooh.
Oh, yeah, Isaac Tree's got a great run down the back stretch, going side by side with Duggar. He's going to have the advantage. He's going to have the inside line going in turn 3. But Duggar is not going to let him have it. He's staying side by side. Duggar's going to have momentum coming off turn 2 as they're side by side.
Ed Ryan's around.
Ed Ryan.
Caution's out with, I believe, Treese out front. Nope, it's Duggar. Duggar out front. Ed Ryan spins, brings out a caution. Let's go back a little bit and take a look at what happened here. Staying on the bottom. Coming back up. Yeah, he just got loose. Spun out. Entered the pit lane. Oh! I don't think the damage is that bad. I think he can get that fixed and get back out there. And I'm hoping he does. Ed Ryan, when he gets up front, has been known to put on a good show. Not that much. I don't think the damage is that bad, if there is any at all. A little bump into the wall. He's fine. He'll be back out there in no time.
Yeah,
but I want to take this minute, while we are under caution, to talk about one of the main sponsors of this race in the really cool-looking Duck Press number 68 car, Chris Webb. He is a good friend of mine, awesome sponsor for this race. Really cool dude. Yeah, that's all there really is to say. Dude'll pop off, too. I know we haven't seen much of it during this league, but I mean, in other leagues that he's raced in that I've called and broadcasted, he's been known to put, when he can get going, he can put on a real show. He rips that high line like no one else. I mean, he's really fun, really creative to see. He adjusts his setup just so he can run on that top lane. So,
Roland
Chris
Collette,
Webb,
the only one who took
really
2
cool
tires.
Well, Collette taking only 2. Wow. Looks like
Pit
Webb
stop,
got a little bit of
8.7.
damage. And there's
Isaac Treese in the 15s.
and also want to take this moment to talk about Roger Shelton. He is the sponsor for Tint Solutions, window tint in Greenville, South Carolina. If you have any window tint needs, please go see him. They do good work. They'll get you done up just right. So with that being said, Roland Collette's going to roll off first. After taking 2 tires during that last pit stop. I mean, we're what? 18 laps in? You could take 2 here. Maybe. We'll find out. I mean, this track is it's a little tough on tires, I won't lie. So, how's he going to be able to handle everybody? I think that remains to be seen. Shane Parrish is going to take the outside. And Shane Parrish will be
really
in P2.
difficult on that right front tire.
Yeah.
I mean, with the dirty air, with the speeds you're carrying, I mean, think about it, folks. This is the outside of Talladega, Daytona, in Atlanta, where you're wide open. This track right here is the fastest corner speed you will have all year. The amount of load you're putting on that right front tire, the right side tires in general, is tremendous. So with dirty air being the biggest key, right front tires are going to wear a little bit more than the left side tires. And for Roland Collette, success this week in NIS NA Open, maybe he's pulling out some strategy, but I think it's a little too soon. 17 laps on a fresh set of tires. You're asking if this goes green to have your left set of tires go about another 30 to 40 laps, so 50 laps on those left side tires. That may hurt him in the long run, whereas guys like Isaac Treese, Taro, Duggar all took 4 fresh tires. But looks like Roland's just trying to get on a different strategy than the rest of the field. I don't hate it at all.
I don't hate it either. I mean, he certainly has the opportunity to stay out front. He just has to keep his nose and clean air, and yeah, just keep it going. I mean, maybe he's expecting another caution soon, right around the point where he needs one. So here we go, back to the restart. Pace car is off now. Coming to the zone now, boys. We are back to green. Colette's going to take it. Isaac Treese on the outside, keeping it close. 3-car pack on the bottom. Going to give the advantage to Roland Collette. Holding it wide open here. Treese on the outside. He's going to drive all around Roland Collette. Colette's going to fall into second.
A little loose coming off turn 2. That hurt him down the backstretch to Isaac Treese. Now we see Nick Godsey attacking Roland Collette right now, going for P2. Those 2 tires did not fire off on the opening lap that we thought he would. We thought they'd be fine, but looks like he is currently trying to protect second place from Nick Godsey, and then right behind him is Alan Duggar for P4.
He's got his work cut out for him for sure. 2 really fast drivers, 2 very fast cars that we've seen today. Both just really not going out of the top 5 at all through 21 laps. Isaac Treese, though, stepped out front. He's going to hope that Collette can be a bit of a buffer for him. He's going to try and hold Collette back there, and Collette is going to try and stay in second, I'm guessing. So he's going to hold back Godsey and Duggar as much as he can, giving Isaac Treese that breathing room he so desperately wants. Lap 22 now.
I'm looking at the biggest movers so far of the race. Roland Collette up 8 spots. Hugh Brown up 7. The rookie Ray Adamson, who has quickly made himself quite a little bit of a good oval racer, up 7 spots from where he started today. So good for Ray Adamson. Your biggest loser of the day, Ed Ryan, who brought up that first caution of the day, currently 9 positions down from the start of the race.
See Treese there breaking the draft a little bit. Not sure if that was the smartest move, because Collette was being pushed by Godsey, and Collette's going to go way up high. He's going to lose some time there, maybe. Yes, he will. Duggar running side by side with him now. Duggar doesn't have any help on the bottom, and Collette's going to save P2. And you can see that gap starting to increase a little bit. That's just about all the gap you're really going to get here at Michigan. You just don't get that much of a gap. Oh yeah, and the best part is the best thing you can do is to pit early. You're all going to have to short pit. You can't really stay out and run long. I made this mistake once. I was leading the race the whole time, pit late, and I just could not catch the first place drivers. I ended up finishing 9th. I was so mad at myself.
Speaking of pushing yourself, look at Shane Parrish, finally up inside the top 5, running P4 right now after 18 laps. It's finally nice to talk about Shane Parrish and the competitive word for once in a while. This is uncharacteristically a slow start out of Shane Parrish, but now working his way up inside the top 5.
Yeah, I'm shocked. He usually is the guy that Alan Duggar and Isaac Treese are chasing down, and if not, he'll be the one chasing them down. You can see on that bottom end that all-black number 66. Intimidating look for that Toyota Camry. Collette is falling back a little bit, though. Right behind him, Roger Shelton.
Duggar just gets an absolute, really solid run on the outside. He's going to have momentum going down the front stretch as Duggar looks to reclaim the lead. Godsey right in tow, fighting with 19 laps complete. Oh, sorry. 26 laps complete. My apologies.
You're 26 laps through.
Now, one of the things, Elliot, in this car, I don't know if you've had some practice, but I had some practice in the car earlier with some race. But the issue that you can run into for Isaac Treese is, let's say he gets on the rear bumper of Alan Duggar. You can just dump air on that rear spoiler, and you'll have a sudden loss of grip. You'll just get so loose that you can't control it. I've done that to a couple people. A couple people have done that to me. It's one of the little quirks of the next-gen car, but watch for that to be a move to get around somebody as the laps quickly tick away here.
In next-gen car and iRacing, I want to be very clear about that. Denny Hamlin himself has come out and said, it's not accurate in iRacing. The car, you just can't take air off of people's cars the way you can in iRacing than in real life. Real life, cars just so planted, the tires are so big, the aero effect is just so much. They put that, I think they have this feature of like taking air off so people can actually pass. And even then, it's still really hard to pass. We saw it right there. Roland Collette getting a little bit loose due to Roger Shelton taking air off of his bumper. And these are the types of dirty air games that you can play. Tip them back, Duggar Clan. When you're racing in the next gen car, you can just take some air off the rear spoiler when you're in that draft, and other guys sent spinning.
By the way, with this that last caution by Hugh Brown, mind you, we went all of Nashville completely green flag racing from flag to flag, no cautions at Nashville for the last about I would say 200 laps at Charlotte during the 600, no cautions. That was our first caution. I've done the math here, sitting here down in my calculator. Our first caution in 683 laps.
Wow. 683 laps without a caution. That's unheard of, as we're going to start seeing a battle for first place. Alan Duggar and Isaac Treese going at it. Treese is gonna hold on, though, it looks like.
Oh, sorry, 383, not 6.
383. Okay, that makes a little more sense. But yeah, I think it's time to talk about some sports news. Let's start with baseball. How are your Orioles doing? Ooh, Treese knocks the wall a little bit.
I would say Treese almost knocked the wall down. I saw the Orioles beat the Red Sox by about like 5 or so runs right now, but that's not important. What's important is that my New York Knicks are only down by 8 to the San Antonio Spurs with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. If the Knicks win Game 2, they'll go to Game 3 at the Garden, and you know that place is going to be bumping. There's going to be Spike Lee there, and Timothy Chalamet, and
apparently so is the president. So is President Trump is going to be there.
Donald
as well.
Trump is going to be there. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be really big. Knicks going to win in 4.
Frankly, I think it's a fair bet that the Knicks beat the Spurs at Madison Square Garden. I'm saying that right now. Watch Game 3. Knicks are going to win. Frankly, when the Knicks win Game 3 at the Garden, I'm going to come back on this broadcast, on this really fun broadcast. A lot of people have told me, great broadcast. We're going to come back on here, and
a lot of people are saying
I'm going to say, I told you all the Knicks were going to win. But in reality, this is probably going to be a hard-fought 7-game series, and I don't want to talk about it any further, because if I do, I'm going to get mad.
But I will say, I think the interesting conversation that we need to have is today was the ARCA race at Michigan, and you know who got the pole for the ARCA race?
Cletus McFarland.
Yeah, how about that?
Really happy for the guy. Really, really happy for him. He deserves it. He's worked really, really hard. Put his best foot forward. This time he zigged when he should have zigged, and he came out on top with the pole. I don't know if who ended up actually winning the race.
Gio Ruggiero won in a rain-shortened Michigan.
Rain.
Henry repeating arms 200. Gio Ruggiero was your winner.
Hasn't that been the story of the last few races? Rain this, rain that, rain-shortened Coke 600. Can't qualify at Nashville because of the rain. And then a rain-shortened ARCA race. I sure hope it doesn't rain during the Cup race. Like, we've had enough rain. Let's just have a full weekend. Let's have it be fun for the fans that are going out there. Enough with this rain stuff. You know, who needs rain? If I could snap my fingers and make rain never happen again, I would, because that way we could always race in dry weather and have full-length races. And we all know that that's more important than hydration. Hydrate or die?
Now
How
I have
about
good news.
how about race or die?
Now I have good news, Elliot.
Do you have good news?
From noon to 7 o'clock, because as you know, Michigan International Race Speedway does not have lights. Sunny in the low 80s for Saturday. And Sunday, partly sunny in the low 80s. We're going to have a full weekend of racing.
Awesome.
So don't you worry. We're going to have the clean red out green flag conditions.
Oh, no! Isaac Treese is around!
Spin.
Oh, he keeps it off the wall, though.
Saves it.
No caution. Oh, get back on track, buddy. Get back on track. You got it. You got it. You got it. Whoa. Ooh, he's skidding around, getting that dirt off. Terrible news for Isaac Treese in the number 1 car. I think Duggar took a little bit of air off of him, and he just got loose. Bad news for the number 1 cars. He was putting a great race together, and that's going to allow the number 66 of Shane Parrish to now stick his nose underneath the 8 car of Nicholas Godsey. They're gonna join together. They're gonna drive right around Alan Duggar. Hello.
And also, look who's coming up. Started 11 spots. He's up 11 spots in this race. Hugh Brown and that 35 teal car coming in P4. He wants to look for the lead as we approach lap 37 of 100.
Awesome to see the number 35 up here. You know, he's.
How about Ed Ryan also rebounding?
Ed Ryan bounced back.
5 now.
Bounce back for the number 18. But I wanted to say, well, you're in baseball. Well, your Orioles are right now beating the Red Sox by 5. Guess what my Giants decided to do?
Blue Jays right now by 4.
Oh, Blue Jays by 4. Guess what my Giants decided to do today?
I'm guessing crap the bed as we see Shane Parrish attack Nick Godsey for the lead.
Thanks for your confidence in my team. Usually not entirely that inaccurate. But no, today we dropped 18 runs in an 18-3 victory over the Cubs. Adames hit 2 homers, Casey Schmidt hit 2 homers, and Matt Chapman finally hit 2 homers, one of them being a grand slam. So, Giants bats are getting hot.
It was his 15th homer this season, his second game homer streak, as we see Shane Parrish, Godsey, and Duggar just absolutely fighting for the lead, but they called it a solo 424-footer, no doubter to left center.
For Casey Schmidt?
That was the last run of the game, top of the ninth, no outs. But doesn't that break some sort of like inside some unwritten rule of baseball by being up that much and still just hitting dingers?
Nah, you're in the major leagues. You're in the major leagues, man. This ain't Little League. No mercy rule. Just go out, hit bombs, man. Hit bomb. It's hard enough to hit bombs when you are hard enough to hit bombs in a normal game, much less up 17-3. You deserve to, I'm saying this in quotation marks, pad your stats a little bit. It's hard to pad your stats in baseball. Really hard. But
just turning back to the race right now. Speaking of bombs, let's check in with Roland Collette. Took 2 tires on the last pit stop. Fell back to 10th place right now. He's not inside the top gap. He's just entering turn 1 right now. I would say taking those 2 tires have certainly hurt him, although the lap times compared to the leader, he ran a 38.4, Roland Collette did last time by. Alan Duggar, 38.5. So the tire fall off is basically nothing, not at all, no tire fall off. But certainly, he is falling back. You got to think, is that draft related? Was that just wrong place, wrong time, and you got cycled to the back? But right now, Roland Collette, the biggest loser so far. All is Chris Webb up +7. He's running P9 right now.
I mean, Collette's the biggest loser in this stage, or after the caution. He's not in the stage. After the caution, he's been the biggest loser, but he is right where he started the caution at in P10. So he hasn't technically lost anything since the last caution. And now that we've hit the fall-off point, we're at lap 42. He seems to be doing okay with it. He seems to be doing okay. He's not doing bad. He's got Joe Francis in his rear view. Yeah. I believe that's Ray Adamson. Yep, Ray Adamson in P12. Gus Otero, Ben Adamson, and Isaac Treese, 15 seconds back. Needs a caution in order to catch back up. But, yeah. Giants outpouring a lot of runs, and big news there. Now, as many of you know, I was in Europe.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that trip.
Well, I joined the broadcast for the Coke 600. When I was in Berlin, had a lot of technical difficulties there. Oh God. I'll never forget the first stream I had to do. It was worse than that. Couldn't even get the stream up. Just glitching everywhere. It was awful, so don't feel too bad, Colin. It happens. First streams are always the most brutal. The stream issues for the last league I did lasted till about, like, halfway through the season. It was brutal. But we finally got it down, Pat, after that amount of races, and, I think it was about 7 or 8 races where we finally got it down with no technical issues. We ran that race pretty much perfectly. So, they happen, but yeah, I was in Berlin, Berlin actually. In this...
Elliot, hold that thought. I have to give a shot to my wife real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I'll explain that when we get back to the when I get back.
Yeah. In the meantime, though. We can see now, Alan Duggar, Nick Godsey and Alan Duggar, they have really just been, Nick Godsey and Alan Duggar have been going at each other this whole race. And I want to take a moment to shout out the number 18 of Ed Ryan getting back into third place after almost wrecking out and causing that first caution. He's back in third. He's moving. He is also not far off of the pace of Godsey and Duggar. I mean, he is right there with them, in line pretty much. Shane Parrish struggling by his standards. We usually have him running P1 or P2. Not today. Not today. He is P4. Doesn't seem to be as competitive as the guys up front. He's running consistent. He's running fine. He can't get out from underneath that P3 shadow. He's right now in 4th place, behind Ed Ryan, who has made a terrific comeback. It's been great to see. We can see as soon as I say that Shane Parrish is now caught up to Ed Ryan, and my opinion, looks to make a move here pretty soon. Duggar driving it down pretty deep here. The higher you run at this track, the more you wear your tires. So I'm kind of surprised to see so many people running the high line here, as much as they are. I mean, and just with not a lot of fall off. Maybe the setups are made for that. I don't know. I haven't raced this weekend. I got back last night. Ooh, tight right there between Ryan and Parrish. Parrish going to have enough, or is Ryan going to have enough of a run to hold on to third place? I think so, but I don't know about going into turn 1. Parrish is still there. High side momentum. Running side by side now. Battle for third place. Ed Ryan and Shane Parrish. Poor Isaac Treese needs a caution yesterday. He is 17 seconds back from the lead. 8 seconds away. 7 to 8 seconds from doing anything with Gus Otero. So he's just stuck back there. He needs a caution. There's no way at a drafting track like this can he catch up being 17 seconds down, even on pit strategy. he has got to make some. He's got to hope for a caution, pretty much. Just keep yourself out of trouble. Hope for a caution. That should be the mentality for the number 1 car. Parrish has now gone in front of Ed Ryan. Parrish, again, been pretty quiet today until now. He's, and at that time he pushed Nick Godsey out to the lead. He is, or was that Treese? I don't know. He's now going to try and work on the number 8 car. He will. He's going to be side by side with him, running the bottom, though, so he won't get the momentum. Let's try and side draft him. Looks like Duggar's going to give him a little bit of help. Duggar wants that battle to happen. Slow these two down. Parrish still there. Duggar sliding up. Right in front of Nick Godsey. Godsey's going to have the draft effect there. But Duggar's going to give it also to Shane Parrish. Parrish is going to still side draft side by side. Coming into turn 1. Parrish on the bottom. Hugging that bottom line. That's my favorite line to run at this track, is to hug the bottom. And he's going to clear the number 8 of Nick Godsey. And Shane Parrish has woke it up. And he's here now. He's going to do everything he can to get past that number 12 car. He's really cranked up the speed here. They're going to leave those two in the dust. Yep, here we go. Ed Ryan and Nick Godsey falling back a little bit. Godsey seems to fall off at the end of runs. Especially recently. It's a shame to see. He always has a really good run going. Maybe it's his setup. Maybe he just overdrives it. Who knows, but he's always competitive. Parrish looking for any opening that Duggar will give him, and Duggar doesn't look like he's giving him any. Gonna run that bottom lane, take that lane away from Shane Parrish, try and make him go up high and work his tires out a little more. Ed Ryan's now caught up to Shane Parrish. Parrish now on the inside of Alan Duggar. Here we go. Collins back.
Yeah, and this top 4 has really just separated themselves from the top of the pack. Johnny Mahalchuk also has made his way up to P7. I'm assuming a lot of people made pit stops while I was gone. Is that correct?
Nope. The first one to enter the pits was Isaac Treese. Guessing he's going to try making a fuel race.
And I guess according to my tabulations, that Isaac Treese received a black flag, so I guess he was too fast entering.
Oh, no. But, anyway, Colin, as I was saying earlier on, is Shane Parrish now in the lead. Look at that. I was right. I may have been right after all. But, as I was saying earlier on, Berlin, stayed in East Berlin, which was a bit of a trip. Gotta say, I liked Berlin more than I thought I would. I actually loved Berlin. Didn't fall in love with it, but I certainly loved being there. It was a wonderful experience. It's like Roland Collette went off track.
You know, as an American, going to a foreign country, what was like the biggest juxtaposition for you?
Big hit for Roland Collette. Oh, that might be his race right there. That's a shame. Nope, he's still out there, I think. Sorry, what was that?
What was sort of the biggest culture shock for you as an American going to Germany?
Going to Germany? I gotta say how safe it felt. At least where I live, in Tucson, it's not the best city. I'll be forthcoming in saying that. Neither was Oakland and San Francisco where I grew up. But everyone in Berlin was relatively safe. Not even relatively, it was safe. very safe compared to America. I mean, there was no junkies anywhere. Like, no one with needles sticking out of their arms, no one with no one with any like weapons or anything like that. No one tried to mug me or pickpocket me. Everyone was pretty calm, even in the busy city centers. And I gotta say, the Americans that have said, let me just dispel this rumor right now. The Americans that have said that, oh, Europeans or Germans are rude, maybe some Europeans. I've heard not so savory things about the French. The German people that I met in Berlin were so nice. When me and my parents were going to this museum, I forget what it was called, but it was a historic museum. They were when my parents when me and my parents were going there, we stopped off to look at this old building with I think it was an old parliament building, and we were just like examining it, talking to each other in English, trying to figure out, like, just like based on what we knew, like the history behind the building. We were noticing things here and there, and a German guy who worked in that building stopped what he was doing. He was unlocking his bike. His bicycle, by the way. And he turned to me, he turned to my family, me and my family, and he very friendly, gave us this whole explanation in English, really good English. That's another thing that shocked me. Everyone in Berlin, at least the people I met, speak really good English. It was actually shocking. But everyone, he just told us the history about this building, and about how his grandmother was involved with politics back before World War II and after the Iron Curtain fell, as well. And he discussed that with us completely unprompted. We didn't ask him to or anything like that, and he told us, I'll never forget this, there was a little pillar on the side of the building where there was at one point like designs of previous administrations, like during the days of the Kaisers, and he explained that at one point the Nazis had made this swastika out of stone and had it on the side of the building, on one of these pillars. And it was hastily removed, obviously, during the time of the Soviet Union, because this was East Berlin. So during the time of the Soviet Union, that had been removed. And so it was just sort of ripped off. You could still see residue from, like, something being ripped off there. And the Germans have since left it because it explains so much history. And he explained there was bullet holes in this building as well. And, I mean, just being there and seeing how much history there is in just this one little section of Germany pre-World War II. Like, during the days during the time of Prussia. Like, how much there was, like, you can just kind of feel the age and the history in the buildings and just like the style that they're built. Looks like we have two takers on pit road. Nick Godsey and Alan Duggar will come into pit lane, and we'll, this time, I think we'll use, in honor of Europe, we'll go, I don't know about tires. What tires do you think? What are like some good... We've done Pirelli.
What about some good Hankook tires, y'all?
We've already done the Hankook tires, and they were very good.
What's
What was another German tire? Yeah. Go ahead and look me up a German tire. Oh, it's a tight battle off of pit road, but Duggar's gonna get it.
What about a Continental?
Sure. Continental tires, and full of ESO fuel. ESO fuel.
Now,
and I'll get to that.
I would say I've never been to Germany. Now, I've been to Berlin, but I've only stayed in the airport.
Yeah.
I would say my thing, but my weirdest thing was that, like, okay, so here in America, you go let's say you get you get the Coke bottles, you can buy like 6 of them, right? You can't just get one bottle and buy it. You have to buy all 6. Now in Germany, you can buy individual bottles. You can buy as many as you need, and you can leave the rest there. It was such a fascinating thing. And also, recycling or throwing away bottles, I believe, was a misdemeanor. Or if you throw away plastic, I think they like to recycle that stuff. So you had to return your bottles when you were done with them.
Really?
No,
I
this
didn't
is a
do
weird little
that.
thing.
I know. I didn't drink in the airport. Me and my parents, we got our bags and we headed straight for our hotel. But more on just like to expand a little more on Germany. It was just we went to this museum, this really cool art museum, which is a bunch of like historical artifacts and everything like that. It was gorgeous to see. Saw so many things in that country, and just I was so impressed with Berlin, and it was worth it. If that had been the peak of the trip, it would have been great. Went on a little boat cruise as well. That was really exciting. Went on like a little river cruise. Just took a tour going through like the river systems of Berlin. Went to the Spy Museum as well. That was fun. Just a whole thing on just like espionage around the world. It was really cool. Especially with a lot of information about Soviet spies as well, which was pretty cool. If you're into that stuff, please go to that museum. It was really awesome. Again, a lot of it was in English as well. You could totally understand it. And then me and my folks, we hopped on a train, and we went to Warsaw, Poland, which when I got, I'll say this, when I got to Warsaw, I saw it reminded me, and this is gonna sound a little weird. It the train station Warszawa Central reminded me a lot of a Mexican airport because of how many white cars there were and how like packed the area was. It was really packed. Again, this is the highest populated city in the entire country of Poland. And so, we got in and, we went to our hotel, which is a historic hotel. Actually, it was called the Polonia Palace. Dwight D. Eisenhower actually ended up staying there. And, immediately when you get out of, like, that hotel, which is really close to the train station, you see so much. You see old-style Soviet buildings, which have been pretty well maintained and taken care of. And then, like, I want to say not even half a mile away is the Center of Science and Culture, which was a gift from Joseph Stalin to the Polish people. And it still stands to this day. And at night, and like it looks imposing during the day. It looks imposing, big, obviously classic Soviet architecture, but pretty grandiose. More I would say more grandiose than 99% of the stuff we have in America, which is cool. But as I went out at night, went to this awesome restaurant, got dry-aged steak and creme brulee and like the whole 9 yards for only 300 zloty or Polish currency, which equates to under $100 in U.S. money, which is insane to me. I had the best French fries of my life. And then when I went out to go back to the hotel, the whole city is lit up at night. And so the skyscrapers are just so lit. And then the Palace or Center of Science and Culture is lit up, and it looks majestic. I've never seen a city change as much as as Warsaw. from day to night. I've never seen something like that before. It was literally a surreal experience. I mean, Colin, have you ever, like, when you were in London, right?
Yeah.
Did you notice anything change from day to night, like the way that it did in like in that way that I'm describing it?
I mean, to me, my biggest difference was it was probably one of the coldest winters when I was there that they had in a very long time. As we still checking on the race, Duggar and Godsey just absolutely checked out from the rest of Shane Parrish and Toe behind them. I would say my biggest thing would be that, you know, there's so much history and so much of the culture of Britain is tied back to World War II, especially with the food they eat and what is still popular over there. So you have to really make do with really simple ingredients and make delicious meals. So I think that was the big takeaway. I would say an English pub to me is probably better than an American bar, just in terms that of everyone is going there. It seems like, just it kind of reminds me of Cheers if you think about it. Like everyone was there. You had it looked like you had regulars there. It was fun. France, I could live my entire life and never go back to France and I'd be happy. You know what I mean? It wasn't
Yeah.
It wasn't special. Paris at night was pretty. That's great, but I mean, food isn't that good. I mean, the bread is amazing, don't get me wrong, but outside of that, you know what I mean?
So France overrated. I gotta say, yeah. Berlin, I think is a little underrated because people talk so much crap about it, but it's a wonderful city. It's beautiful. There's so much culture there as well. It's just great people as well. At least the ones that I met. I only spent 3 days there, but it was a really fun experience. But yeah. So I actually had a friend of mine who lives in Austria, in Vienna, Austria. I met him in the States. He moved out to Austria to get his doctorate because he wants to be a medical doctor. He's going to Vienna University, or not Vienna. He's going to a private school out there, but in Vienna. And me and him went out at night in Warsaw, just kind of explored as much as we could of the city on foot. Before that, we had gone to the Uprising Museum, which my grandfather on my mom's side ended up fighting in, which was really intense. And I'm sorry if you guys are saying anything. I cannot view the chat for whatever reason. So, Colin, if you want to check the chat and see what people are saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll check the chat.
Appreciate it.
As we're getting down to 24 laps to go, Alan Duggar, Nick Godsey still separating themselves from the rest of the field. Shane Parrish, I mean, without drafting help, I mean, he's sort of stuck in third place. Joe Francis. How about Joe Francis?
P4 for
Getting
Joe
7 spots
Francis. Look at him go.
Chris Webb up 10 spots for P6. Ed Ryan down 3 spots. So far, Chris Webb having a great race, and Joe Francis having a great race. We did not expect that from him. I don't think so. But for him to have a good run here, that's fantastic for him.
Yeah, good for Joe. But yeah, me and my friend, we went out on the town in Warsaw at night because the nightlife is supposed to be really cool. And we got stopped about 5 times by some of the prettiest women I have ever seen in my life from various countries like Poland, Ukraine, and Belarus, trying to get me to go into, shall we say, a gentleman's club.
Did you do it?
No, I did not go into a gentleman's club. No. No, thank you. I know the traps. It's basically just a trap, even in America, anywhere in the world. Any sort of a gentleman's club is a trap to make you spend more money than you should. And I was on a relatively tight budget. You know, I wanted to buy some souvenirs, but mostly I just wanted to explore around, see what life was like in Poland. And, you know, I'm not going to I'm not going to one of those places. Thank you very much. So no, me and my
Now,
friend
you were
didn't
also
go.
in the Netherlands, correct?
I was not in the Netherlands. No. I was in Helsinki, Finland at the airport. Best airport I've ever been to, by the way. Incredibly clean.
Now, when you flew back into the States, how was your, how was your customs experience? Did you have fun going through American customs? Which, by the way, once you go through international customs in another country, American customs is just the worst.
That's how it was. You know, TSA agents are really rude for not, for like barely being like glorified security guards. Honestly. They're just very rude and disrespectful.
Under 20 to go. Duggar still towing
Did you,
the line. Nick
did you check
Godsey was behind P2.
Did you check the chat?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I saw. Yeah. Let's go back. Kristen Coe says, "Gay go Duggar." It looks like Brandon and Kristen are both talking about ice cream for some reason.
Ice cream's good.
Kristen got some Oreo flavored ice cream, some peanut butter, chocolate, a Heath bar, peanuts. Hers has caramel,
Heath bar.
a Heath bar, cookie dough, and peanuts. So good.
Yeah. But if anyone in the audience is considering a Europe trip, may I, like, just either touring Europe or going across Europe, may I suggest you go to Poland. Specifically, two places. I mean, obviously, Warsaw's a great place. Gdansk is the place I went to next. That was my favorite city because it was right on the water, had amazing seafood, beautiful, and it reminded me a lot of where I grew up, which was the Oakland, San Francisco Bay Area. And then I went to Krakow, and Krakow, if you don't know, is the old capital of a former country called the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So, that's pretty cool if you ask me. Beautiful city, lot of culture there, and it's kind of just like a central hub for wherever you want to go. So you want to go to, let's say you want to go to the salt mines. Cool, it's just a 6-minute drive out. It's like a 6-minute drive out there. You want to go to, let's say you're religious and you want to go see the Black Madonna in Czestochowa. You take a train, 2.5-hour train ride to Czestochowa, and you can see the Black Madonna in all her glory, which I did see, and it was gorgeous. I'm not a Catholic, but I must say, my God, can Colin, you guys can make some seriously cool icons. I gotta say, man, the Black Madonna is probably the coolest icon I've ever seen.
As we see Joe Francis from the, looks like he's entering pit road after his final stop of the day with 15 laps to go this time by. Duggar and Nick Godsey still check themselves out. I don't have timing and scoring. Godsey is how far ahead of Shane Parrish?
Godsey is about 2.8 seconds in front of Shane Parrish.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Shane Parrish last time by 600s faster. That's not enough time to pick up to close the gap. But Shane Parrish does have to watch out for Ed Ryan and Chris Webb, who are tandem P4 and P5 right behind them. So it looks like Shane Parrish.
I think Shane Parrish could see that as something welcome, because he's out there all alone and he's just losing time, just sitting there. He's stalled out. He can't go forward. So if he falls back a little bit, gets with Ed Ryan and Chris Webb, those three are going to be faster than these two. They're going to get out front. Or they're going to get at least close. At least in that case, if that happens, Shane Parrish will have a chance. Or he needs a caution. So I think he actually wants to see Ed Ryan and Chris Webb catch up to him. So that way they can form a
13
3-car
laps to
tandem
go. The
and catch the
clock is
leaders.
ticking.
Make this race a little more interesting. But yeah, please, people, check out Poland. Oh, and if you also want to go to Auschwitz, which I did, very, very heavy, very powerful. Please go to Auschwitz. But what if you're just going there for Auschwitz? Please take at least a day and explore the old town in Krakow. It's a beautiful city, and it deserves more than just going to. Poland deserves more than just going to arguably one of the worst atrocities in human history to see. It deserves you to see plenty of its other cities as well. It's the most beautiful country that I have ever been in terms of landscape and architecture. There's so much history as well. I mean, I haven't been to very many countries, just America, the United States, Vancouver, Mexico, Finland technically in the airport, Berlin, Germany, and Poland. And those have been the only countries I've ever been to. I've explored the most out of Poland. I have to say, please visit. It's a wonderful experience. The people there are they're standoffish at first, but that's just the culture. You talk to them and they'll open right up. The food is also great. If anyone's ever had pierogi, highly recommend you have pierogi. Pierogi's incredibly good. But I did love my trip to Poland. I highly recommend that everyone goes at least once in their life. Colin, that includes you. Your next vacation, buddy, better be Poland.
You know, as we come down to under 10 to go here, I'll say as someone whose most recent international trip was to Japan.
Oh, you
if you think you had fun in Europe, go to Japan.
Oh, man. If I had the money, I would
if
go.
Look, man, I flew there. I flew there in business class, 16 hours from Atlanta to Tokyo, and then 13 hours from Tokyo to Minneapolis on the way back. It wasn't a fun trip. Almost died in Tokyo. That was kind of fun, but
How did you almost die in Tokyo?
So, as a person who's allergic to tree nuts,
I
didn't know butter chicken had cashews in it.
Oh, Colin.
I know, and we just left the Gundam factory too.
Ugh.
I know.
Colin Bester, everyone.
Yeah.
But no,
on my honeymoon, just dying on your honeymoon is a really great way to start off your marriage. As we now 8 laps to go.
Looks like
this race is sort of played out. One caution so far that was
Roland Collette.
Spinning out.
Oh, Ed Ryan. That's right. It was Ed Ryan who spun out.
Yeah.
But yeah, this race has been pretty organic. Nick Godsey, I think, is trying to make his move now. He's starting to get a little more aggressive. Alan Duggar now, he's right there. He's very close to having this thing in the bag. I don't think Shane Parrish can get to them. He's just too far back. Ed Ryan and Chris Webb are just too far back from him as well. I mean, I'm not going to say it's over because anything can happen, but if this goes green, it's going to be really next to impossible for Shane Parrish to get to Nick Godsey and Alan Duggar without something going wrong for those two. So,
yeah,
it looks like we're just going to see a 2-car finish if this goes green here, man. But I gotta ask.
Alan Duggar would come away with his 3rd win of the season if he holds on. Nick Godsey
it would be like 4th, or it would be 4th or 5th for Duggar.
Yeah. Nick Godsey, no wins this year, so for him, winning at Michigan would probably be a step in the right direction as we head towards the summer months.
Yeah, definitely. Get that win knocked off. Be really happy for him, too. He's worked really hard. He's always up front in these races. Really, really fast. He deserves a win. Duggar's not going to give it to him for free, though. If there's anyone you don't want out in front of you when you're trying to fight for a win, Alan Duggar and Shane Parrish are both of them, and right now Nick Godsey is one of them in front of him. So, if you were to go to one country in Europe, Colin, and whoever else wants to say it in chat as well. Where would you go?
I think I'd head to one of the Nordic countries, maybe Finland, Sweden, Norway.
I've never been to Norway, and I've never been to Sweden, but I can
See,
say...
Godsey gets on the
Oh!
rear bumper of Alan Duggar.
Duggar
gets a little bit loose as we... 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go this time by Godsey and Duggar have separated themselves from the field, barring a caution. This is the race for the win. So coming 4 laps to go. Duggar going all over the front stretch, trying to break the draft as Godsey will close in going into turn 1.
Godsey's there, man. He's there. He just has to try and make the pass, find a little bit of daylight. He's going to get under him right here. Duggar's going to have that run off. Godsey going to try and side draft. He's there. He's there. He's on his quarter. Now at his door. He's even with him. He's going to be just a little bit ahead. Duggar's going to run him tight. Get him to slide up the track a little bit. Side by side, 3 to go. Oh man, this has turned out to be quite an event. But if I was to go to any place in Europe, it would probably be Georgia. I mean, they're a part of the EU. They consider themselves European. I think Georgia's a very underrated place, and I mean, it's beautiful there. But especially you can take wine baths, sulfur baths. Yeah, it's side by side now. Just a little bit ahead. Godsey's just a little bit ahead of Alan Duggar. Great battle coming in with 2 to go now. Almost 2 to go. Godsey trying to stay with that side draft. He is right there. He's going to try all he can. Giving Duggar all he can handle right now, running side by side. Can he make it stick is the question.
Yeah, I think for Nick Godsey, he's going to have to try to run higher up. I think Duggar is trying to pinch him down in the center of the corner, allowing Duggar to carry more speed. Godsey has to check up a little bit. If Godsey, I think, just moved up maybe a lane or 2, I think he'd be able to pass him and take the position as we're coming to the white flag.
White flag lap. 4 more turns to go. 4 more turns for Nick Godsey and Alan Duggar. They are side by side, lockstep, pretty much. Coming out of turn 2, still side by side, coming down the backstretch. Ah, Colin, we got a classic. I don't care who wins this race. All I know is that we won for real. Here we go. Down in turn 3. Godsey's got a nose ahead of Alan Duggar. Coming out of 4, Godsey's still in the lead. Can Duggar get that run on the high side? Duggar's going to be out in front. Duggar's going to get the win. Really intense battle at the end. Alan Duggar wins it by a squeaker. 3/100ths of a second over Nick Godsey. Heartbreaker for Nick Godsey. But I gotta say, he definitely had the time of his life there. He's gonna give his teammate and his good friend Alan a little tap. Congratulations on winning. Duggar's gonna give him a tap back like, way to fight me that hard. That is one of the hardest I've seen Alan Duggar work all year long. Nick Godsey gave him all he could handle there. Both of these guys need to be proud. Ed Ryan, great bounce back for him. He's going to be in P4, and Duggar's going to spin Nick Godsey out. Burnout time for the number 12. Duggar clan, stand up. Your boy won it tonight.
What is that, his 5th win of the year so far?
I think this is win number 4 or number 5. I think number 5.
Has to be number 4 or 5. I think
maybe 5 or 6. 4 to 6 wins. You know, somewhere around that. And then he's doing the Polish victory lap in honor of me. Look at that. Great win for Alan Duggar. Pretty organic race. Not the most exciting one we've ever seen until the end. That was definitely one of the most exciting finishes all year, if not the most exciting finish all year. Side by side for pretty
Yeah, I
much
think that.
4 laps. Intense.
Yeah, I think that would top Daytona with what we saw earlier in the season. Can't believe it took us this long to get another classic win, but shout out to Alan Duggar getting his 5th one of the season and taking his points lead back. Shane Parrish picked it up last week at Kentucky, and looks like Alan Duggar is going to pick it up once again.
You mean Nashville?
Sorry, Nashville. What did I say? Kentucky?
You said Kentucky. We haven't raced in Kentucky in a very long time, man.
I know, I missed that place.
I do too. That's where I got my second Cup Series victory. Hilarious win, by the way. I'll show it to you sometime. But I think it's now just about time to bring up our third place finisher, the number 66 of Shane Parrish. Shane, it's Colin and
Hey
Elliot in the
guys,
booth. How you doing, man?
good. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing great. We saw one hell of a classic finish there. You finished in a relatively distant third place. I gotta say, from what I could see, you didn't really make your move until like the tail end, right before that last pit stop. You're kind of hanging back a little bit. Was that your strategy going into the race?
Yeah, it just gets so loose. Your right rear gets really hot here when it was this weather, so it was just lay back and kind of bide my time and move up there. If I wouldn't have messed up the pit stop that I did so bad, but I've had no practice here this week. I've got so much stuff that I have just personally got to get done. And if I want to run some points next year and run these long races and have fun, I've got 3 or 4 months ahead of me that I'm just not going to be on a whole lot except for racing. So I'm not really going to be as good as I was. I'm going to have to get it back. I got to get all this stuff done.
That's understood, man. Yeah, you still ran a great race out there. Again, congratulations on the P3. We're near the end. Were you hoping that Chris Webb and Ed Ryan would kind of tandem to get up to you so you could have a shot at the win as well?
No, no. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to do was to have to battle for third because that's what it would have turned into. Third would have been like a first place victory. So, I'd kind of watch the times and then I'd pick it up when I needed to and then, do what I needed to because my right rear was pretty hot there trying to stay ahead of those guys. Not having no draft help, you definitely had to run it hard. So I was running 99 to 103% almost every lap. To try to stay ahead to where they couldn't catch the draft on me. Because I knew if they caught the draft on me and then those guys got to run, I just wouldn't be able to do the block. And my tires, I knew were really hot anyway. I'd have a hard time getting that third place back. So I just wanted to maintain, keep that gap distance the best I could. And I did a pretty good job at that. But yeah, great job to Alan. All those guys up front there tonight. That was really cool watching him and Nicholas race from my point of view. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. So they had a good time. That was fun. They teamed up and kept me back too. They weren't going to race until the end, so that was smart by those guys. They didn't want any more up there in that challenge for the lead, and I don't blame them.
Colin, you got anything for
Shane,
him?
it took us a little bit for yeah, it took us a little bit for you to actually talk about you, but once about halfway point past in the race, you turned it on, you came in to finish third. What more did you need out of the car today?
There was nothing the car could do. It was the driver just making too many dumb errors. You make that kind of an error on pit road, and that just comes from, no seat time. Usually I'm used to putting in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 laps a week. I may have 120, 200 this week. So it makes a big difference. You don't practice pit stops. You don't practice pit entry. And you lose that all them little point one, point twos, and it really adds up at the end, especially when you miss your pit. So it was all the driver mistake tonight, but great green flag. I love that. Love the league. It's just a lot of fun. Love being here. And you guys go down and watch your broadcast. Congratulations to Alan and Nicholas down there for just making up a really good battle there at the end. That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely, Shane. Before we head out here, is there anyone you want to thank?
I just want to thank everybody in the league and you guys up there for doing what you do. Nice to have you back. Nice to be able to, listen to you guys during the week when I get time. Now, I used to watch it 2 or 3 times, but probably one time now. But yeah, I want to thank just everybody in the league for the great clean racing that we do and a bunch of great guys that we race around. It's awesome.
Absolutely, Shane. Thanks for coming up, man. Congrats on the P3, dude. Keep it going.
Hey, thank you. P3 is better than nothing.
Absolutely. It's better than P4, too.
Better than last. So yeah, I'll take it. All right, guys, have a great night.
You too, man. See ya.
See ya.
Buddy.
All right, let's bring up our old friend Kentucky Pete.
The pride
Nick.
of Hazard, Kentucky.
Nick Godsey, how you doing, man?
Buddy, I'm doing pretty daggone good. Now, that was a hell of a race at the end, don't you think?
Absolutely, man. Heartbreaker
Yeah, why'd
of a
you not wreck
finish
him?
for you.
No, man, if I was going to beat him, I wanted to beat him straight up. And I'll just be honest with you, I threw it all out there the last 5 laps, and I said, whatever happens, happens. But at the end of it, I mean, us being bumper to, door to door like that, I couldn't ask for no better.
I mean, I could tell you one thing. You certainly gave us a show here tonight up in the booth, man. Thank you for that. That was really, really awesome. Heartbreaker of a finish. You were so close. I know you're not taking it that hard. I know that you just enjoy coming out and racing. Even if it's a close finish and you lose, you're going to, you're going to take it in stride, and B, you're going to say, that was one hell of a race. So,
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, hats off to you, man. You raced your heart out. Take us through those last 5 laps, because I want to know I want to know the excruciating details of what was going through your head and all that.
Well, I'll be honest with you. When I seen Alan go to pit road, I said, okay, me and him's run up front pretty much all day. If I have a shot to win at it, I'm going to go in and take 4 with him. I don't know if he had a little bit of an issue on pit road or not. I think he might have slid his box a little bit, but obviously I'm not the greatest on pit road. So we come out roughly the same time, and it worked out perfect. I stayed in the draft with him, and we kind of just butted together, and we'd run high. We wouldn't try to dirty each other's air or arrow grief each other in the corners, but I figure, well, we get together, hook up, get to the front, and maybe last 5, 10 laps, whatever, we'll race it out, and, whatever happens, happens. But now, be honest, I said I give it my all the last 5 laps, and I couldn't ask for any better. Whether I beat him or not, it was good, hard, clean racing up front. And you couldn't ask for no better. I mean, we run tight like that in a lot of official races. Alan's probably one of the best out here to race with. I enjoy doing it. Whether I win or not, it is what it is. I think we're in good spot for points. But man, like I said, car handled really good tonight. Couldn't ask for no better. But I'll be honest, as coming to the line, going into one after we crossed the finish, I had just enough gas to win it. It literally sputtered out and quit. And Alan had to push me around 3 and 4 to get me off the track.
Ah, that's what he was doing. Good old Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson moment there.
Yes, sir.
Colin, you got anything for our boy?
Yeah, man, this is probably one of the best races we've had since, Daytona, kick off the entire season in the league so far. Man, what sort of, we're going from one, Michigan, which is the fastest track, to probably one of the more unique tracks next week as we head to Pocono. What sort of challenges or what sort of things can you take from running at Michigan to then going to Pocono?
Biggest thing is it's not burning the right side tires off of it in the corner. Man's going to be fast off the bat, doing a lot of shifting early, I'm sure, at Pocono. Big thing is, save your stuff for the end. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can be up there in contention for a win again, because I really enjoy running Pocono about like I do Martinsville. Fun track. You really got to know how to drive the corner entry stuff, especially out there in the short, shoot. But I think it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, we got a good field of cars like we did tonight. But hopefully, man can be up there in contention again for it next week. At least we're going to try to be. We're going to get some practice in.
All right, Nick, is there anyone you want to thank before signing off here?
Yeah, I want to thank all the guys, Brandon and all of them over at BSR, Easy Dealing Wheels and Tires. I actually shouted a few of us out on Facebook today for the race. I thought that was pretty cool. And all my family and stuff back home and Turner's alignment. And yeah, pretty much that's about it. Thank all my peeps back home for coming out and watching us. And Fast Phil Esports, hopefully he's been in the chat tonight or at least watching. Good iRacing dirt tracker out there. It's local to me here. He's a pretty cool guy. Hopefully I can get him in here for long.
Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on the P2.
But boys, I sure appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one.
Congratulations, man. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, time to bring up P1 race winner, Alan Duggar. Alan, Colin Elliott up here, man. Congrats on the win. How you doing? How's it feel?
Good. Feels good. It was a lot of fun racing there at the end with Nicholas.
I could tell you usually sound a little more, little less excited. Today your voice is up like a quarter octave, so I could tell you're bouncing off the walls. You got some adrenaline going. Take us through those last 5 laps there, man.
Oh, it was fun. I was a little surprised that Nicholas took the bottom line there. I've been running that line, and I was a tick tight in the middle of 1 and 2. I was like, well, it's over. He's going to get me here, but I just kept driving it, and it kept working, and it was fun. He was able to come out on top.
Yeah, man. I mean, really intense. Probably the best finish that me and Colin have seen all year, man. So thank you for the intense racing. Kept it clean as well. So seriously, congratulations on this win, man. It was huge. Colin, you got anything for him?
Yeah, I mean, what a fantastic race from start to finish. Only had 1 caution this race. We didn't have a caution last week. I know last week was probably a race you wanted to put behind you as quickly as possible, but to rebound so quickly, take the win in Michigan, it certainly puts a bad weekend at Nashville quickly behind you.
Yeah, it does. Of course, Nashville's one of my favorite tracks, and it just didn't work out last week like we needed it to. But we come here, had a fast car, and was able to pull out a win.
Well, all right, Alan. Thank you for coming up here. Before we head out, is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Easy Deal and Wheel and Tires, Iron City Revival. They just dropped new music, or going to drop new music on all music platforms, so y'all swing by, check them out. Eagle Eye Graphics, Semi Motorsport, Boris Bar Ranch. I thank Ken and them over at Ryco for putting out these fast sets week in and week out. All the time they put in, I'd like to thank them, and I'd like to thank y'all for doing the broadcast.
Well, thanks, Alan. Again, one hell of a show, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, sir.
All right, have a good night, man.
You too.
All right, well, I think that's going to do it for us tonight over here at BSR. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Tune in next week because we're going to the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. Should be a fun race. Pretty interesting. I'm pretty excited for Pocono. In real life as well. So, we'll see you out here next Friday.